In the wee hours of September 25, 2020, Metropolitan Police officers were on patrol along London Road in Norbury, South London. Suddenly, they noticed a man carrying a duffel bag, dressed in a black surgical mask, coat, trousers, and boots. While this attire might not have raised eyebrows under normal circumstances, the context was crucial. With the widespread use of masks due to ongoing events, the sight seemed suspicious, especially considering recent burglaries in the area. Given the circumstances, the police deemed it necessary to investigate whether this individual might be linked to the string of burglaries plaguing the neighborhood. What happened next would shock the whole country. Let's delve into it.
Okay, the reason for that is there's a lot of burglaries in this area, and I've just seen you walk. You can just keep your hands out your pockets for now. I'll take it and have a look in a minute. All right. The reason is there's a lot of burglaries in this area. Okay. It's 1:30 in the morning. I don't know who you are. You probably got a totally legitimate excuse. All right. But at the moment you're walking down the road with a duffel bag. All right. Which I believe may have stuff going to equipped to do a burglary. All right. So I'm just going to search you.
This pocket, I've got my ID.
Perfect. Okay, that's fine. Don't put your hands in your pockets. Hey, hello. Don't put your hands in your pockets. Okay. You okay? You're just going to be searched, mate. You're not under arrest. I just need to search you. You okay? All right. Just a bit nervous, yeah?
My parents, please.
Okay. Are they expecting you home? Okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine.
You give me 2 seconds. You give me 2 seconds. Do you want me to hold that? It's alright. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. So my colleagues just explained. He was just quickly search you, see if you've got anything, and then you're going to be gone. This is all being recorded on body worn camera, okay? You're not in trouble. My colleagues just said a few of the grounds, and he was just going to quickly search you, and you're free to go.
Okay.
You're entitled to a copy of the slip. Okay?
I'm going to confess, okay?
Yep.
In that bag is non-medical cannabis.
Meet Louis de Zoysa, then a 23-year-old individual. While his exact activities on the night in question remain somewhat unclear, it's important to clarify that he wasn't involved in any burglary. One prevailing theory suggests that he was en route to his parents' house, but not for an ordinary visit, as you'll soon discover. Louis had been grappling with a cannabis addiction for approximately 4 years by this point, spending an estimated £200 monthly on the substance. This likely explains why he was found with it in his possession. Additionally, Louis had been diagnosed with autism early in life, which could account for his apparent nervousness during interactions with the police. Medical reports indicate that he was visibly trembling. His autism significantly influenced his communication and social interactions. However, while it might have contributed to his uneasy demeanor with the officers, it wasn't the primary cause of his distress. Neither was the stress induced by his possession of cannabis.
Okay. How much have you got in there?
I've got maybe 3 or so grams.
Okay. All right. I'm still going to have to search you. All right.
Yeah.
So, just pass me your phone and your mask. Okay. All my concern is at the moment is if you've got anything on that's going to hurt me or you. Any needles, any razor blades, anything like that. Okay. Fine. Because you just told me you've got drugs on you, I'm just going to have to put you in handcuffs while I search you. The reason... What's the matter? So the reason for that is people try and do silly things when we search them. They try and hurt themselves, they try and hurt police officers.
Okay.
All right?
Can you take me into the car, please?
Why? Don't resist. Listen to me very carefully.
I know.
Don't resist.
Okay, we'll put you in the car, but put the handcuffs in first, yeah?
Okay.
Is it someone's watching us? Or?
No, take the bag, please. Thank you.
Why do you want us to sit you in the car?
Just worried, please.
Why? Why are you worried?
Just...
You think your parents might see?
No.
Right, get in the car, mate. Control, could I create a CAD for a stop of a person on London Road, junction with Pollard's Hill North, please? Don't put your hands in your pockets. Don't do that again. Do you understand? Do you understand? That's the 3rd time you've done that, and I've told you not to. Next time, listen to me, next time you're going to be handcuffed to the back. Alright? 3 times I've asked you. You speak perfectly good English. Stop doing it.
you're reaching for a knife. We don't know what you're reaching in for your pocket.
Inside is my... If you open
Received.
you'll see my ID, which has my address.
At the moment, I've tried to do you a favour by taking you off the street. You've not told me why. I'm just saving you a little bit of embarrassment. Now you've reached into... Stop talking. You've now reached into your pockets 3 times and I've told you not to, right? You've now told me you've got drugs on you when I thought you might have had some sort of tool on you to burgle someone's house. So now I'm going to search you stood right here, all right? Because I don't know what else you've got on you, and I think there's more to this story than you're letting on, despite having drugs on you, all right? Okay, so I asked you earlier, I'm not too sure what the answer was. Have you got anything on you like sharp that can hurt me or you?
No.
No?
Can you do it via
You'll see what it is. It's not real.
I believe we might do some paperwork. Stop. How many canisters?
Yeah. Canisters.
Oh. And
Right, at the moment, I'm
Right.
placing you under arrest
Okay. I'm
for
sorry.
possession of what I believe to be bullets. All right. Could I have van and cell space for one male adult arrested for possession of what I believe to be bullets on London Road, junction with Pollard's Hill North? How about
Louis de Zoysa, officer.
1567.
Call the van, officer.
50. Okay, thanks. Needs to search the back of him.
A1, you've got a self-scar back windmill.
Just say receive for me.
Yeah, received.
Yeah, we do.
Just hold his jacket up for me.
We're changing to handcuffs to rear.
Yeah, definitely.
Blankets here.
You got one pair of trousers on?
I have a second pair of thermals.
Right, okay. Okay, I'm just going to search your inside leg. Spread your legs slightly for me, thank you. Where'd you get the boots from? Yeah, all good.
Mind your hands, darling, I'm going to close this door, alright?
Do you want me to stay with you?
No, it's fine. Possession of a firearm, aka a bag of what look like bullets. Possession of an intent to supply, class B.
Who is the other unit that's coming
So you probably don't need a further search.
Yes, 100%.
Right, just sit back, let's wind them down, don't take the cuffs off.
Yeah, it's fine.
Stand up, mate.
He's been a bit.
Go on.
I think this is it.
I understand, stand up.
So please leave.
What?
Can you please leave? I think I'm going to pass on.
Okay, listen to me.
I don't think you are, mate.
My name's Matt, I'm the custody officer, right? I'm in charge. I'm not involved in the investigation. You've been arrested on suspicion of possession of bullets, ammunition and possession of intent to supply.
Class B.
Class B, anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, your detention's not been authorised yet, but I can authorise a search of you under section 54 of PACE. Stand up. Mate, you were good enough to
Following his detention at Croydon Custody Centre in South London, Louis managed to access a Colt antique revolver he had concealed in a holster beneath his coat and proceeded to shoot Custody Sergeant Matt Ratana. Despite undergoing a thorough search, the police somehow overlooked the nearly foot-long firearm hidden on his person, enabling Louis to carry out the attack. In a matter of seconds, Louis fired 4 shots at Sergeant Ratana. The initial shot struck him directly in the chest, piercing his heart. Despite officers immediately intervening and restraining Louis, he continued to discharge the weapon. A second bullet struck Sergeant Ratana in the leg, while the third lodged into the cell wall, and the final ricocheted off the floor, striking Louis in the neck. Sergeant Ratana was left critically wounded. Additional officers rushed into the cell and subdued Louis with tasers amid a chaotic scene. He was subsequently removed from the cell, leaving a trail of blood behind. Despite the efforts of officers to stabilize both men until paramedics arrived, they were in critical condition upon their arrival. While both initially survived, Sergeant Ratana tragically succumbed to his injuries 2 hours later in the hospital, whereas Louis underwent life-saving surgery, ultimately surviving. However, he remained in a coma for several months following the procedure. Louis suffered a stroke as a result of the shooting, leaving him with significant brain damage and partial paralysis. Despite his condition, the Crown Prosecution Service sought to pursue murder charges against him. 9 months after the incident, Louis' lawyers argued that his brain damage rendered him unfit to stand trial before a jury. Nevertheless, the presiding judge disagreed, considering Louis' limited but present ability to communicate using a whiteboard and short phrases. With this in mind, the judge approved proceeding with the trial. Despite Louis' impaired condition, the trial was deemed feasible given his basic communication abilities and understanding of questions presented to him. In June of 2023, Louis de Zoysa faced trial for the murder of Matt Ratana. The motive behind Louis' decision to carry a firearm that night remained unclear. However, law enforcement and the Crown Prosecution Service speculated that he intended to either seriously harm or murder his father. Although no charges related to harming his father were filed, this theory gained traction due to Louis's turbulent relationship with his father. Louis recounted to the jury, through communication techniques with his lawyer, his experiences of witnessing his father's abuse toward his mother and his own physical mistreatment by his father over trivial matters during his childhood. Police records indicated previous altercations between Louis and his father, including a 2019 incident where Louis kicked his father off a bike for being too loud. During the trial, it was revealed that Louis legally acquired the antique firearm through an online auction site in 2020, citing concerns about potential food shortages during the pandemic as his reason for purchase. However, psychologists testified that Louis had begun carrying the gun months prior to the shooting for self-defense, claiming he had been robbed during a drug transaction gone awry. Louis resided in Banstead, approximately 10 miles away from where he encountered the police, after leaving his parents' home upon dropping out of college and securing employment with the HMRC. Leveraging his engineering background, Louis crafted functional bullets in his garage at his flat, which he ultimately used to fatally shoot Matt Ratana. During the trial, Louis's defense argued that he never intended to kill anyone that day, asserting that his actions were influenced by an autistic meltdown triggered by a lack of personal space, thereby diminishing his responsibility. However, the jury rejected this defense, and Louis was convicted on all charges, receiving a life sentence with a minimum term to be served before eligibility for parole, ensuring he will remain incarcerated indefinitely.
Louis de Zoysa at 1:26 in the morning on the 25th of September 2020, you shot dead Sergeant Matt Ratana. He was the custody sergeant at Croydon Police Station. He had devoted his life to public service. He put himself in the way of danger to protect the public and to protect and safeguard those who came into custody. You have robbed Sue Bushby of their future life together, Diane Peachy of her stepson, Luke Ratana of his father, and Jessica Williams and James Young of their brother. They are all rightly immensely proud of the man you killed. They recognise that you bear the sole responsibility for his murder. They say in their victim impact statements that for the officers who were on duty that night, they have nothing but support, sympathy, admiration and respect. You said that you had an autistic meltdown. You said that you had diminished responsibility. The jury disagreed. The jury found you guilty of murder. The sentence for murder is set by law. It is life imprisonment. So I sentence you to life imprisonment. I have a great deal of medical evidence about your condition, and I have been given very great assistance from your lawyers. I have all the information that is necessary to pass sentence. The law requires the court to decide whether to set a minimum term order or a whole life order. A minimum term order means that you can be considered for release after the minimum term. A whole life order means that you remain in custody for the rest of your life. The aggravating factors, in my judgment, outweigh the mitigating factors. The aggravating effect of your use of a gun and the planning and premeditation outweigh the mitigating effects of your personal mitigation, including the impact of custody. There is therefore no justification to depart from the starting point of a whole life order. That is what Parliament has decided should normally apply as a starting point to the murder of a police officer in the execution of their duty. The seriousness of the offence means that a minimum term order is not justified. A whole life order must be imposed. Louis de Zoysa, I sentence you to imprisonment for life. I impose a whole life order. That means you will remain in custody for the rest of your life. You may now be taken from the dock.